Welcome back to our channel, fellow history enthusiasts, as we embark on a fascinating journey through some of history's greatest what-ifs. Today, we're going to explore potential alternate realities, where the course of our world's history was dramatically altered by the flip of a single event. If you're a history buff or even just curious about the world's past, you're in for a treat. So fasten your seatbelts as we dive into a realm of possibilities and conjectures, where we twist and turn the threads of history, creating a tapestry of alternate timelines. Let's dive in, starting with a world where Archduke Franz Ferdinand was never assassinated. Imagine a world where Archduke Franz Ferdinand never faced an assassin's bullet. This single event in Sarajevo sparked the flames of World War I, setting the stage for a global conflict that would reshape nations. Now, imagine if that spark never happened. Without World War I, there might not have been a World War II or a Cold War. The dominoes of history might have fallen in a completely different way. The world could have been a very different place had a bullet missed its mark. What if the Central Powers had emerged victorious in the First World War? Let's spin the wheel of history and delve into this fascinating hypothetical scenario. Imagine a world where Germany and Austria-Hungary emerged not as the vanquished, but the victors. Their economies, robust and thriving, would likely have led to a stronger, more politically influential Central Europe, potentially dwarfing the powers of France and the United Kingdom. The ripple effects of such an outcome are immense. Had the Central Powers triumphed, the punitive Treaty of Versailles may never have been drafted, sparing Germany the harsh reparations and political humiliation that fueled the rise of Hitler and the Nazi Party. Indeed, a stronger Germany could have potentially prevented the Second World War, altering the course of history. The global power dynamics would have been remarkably different. The emergence of the United States as a superpower, the decolonization of Africa and Asia, the formation of the United Nations, all these might have played out differently. A win for the Central Powers might have reshaped the global power dynamics dramatically. Before we continue our journey through these captivating what-if scenarios, let's take a brief pause. If you're finding this exploration through alternate histories as intriguing as we do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. Not only will you be notified of our future journeys into the world of what-ifs, but you'll also become part of a community that loves to delve into the fascinating corners of history, just like you. Also, don't hesitate to share your own what-if scenarios in the comment section. We love hearing from you and engaging in thought-provoking discussions. Now let's dive back into our journey as we explore the potential consequences of the Axis powers winning World War II. Remember, history is not just what happened, but also a collection of paths not taken. So stay with us as we navigate these untraveled roads together. What if the tide of World War II had turned in favor of the Axis powers? Imagine a world dominated by Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? This scenario could mean a severe blow to human rights and democracy as we know it. Nazi Germany under Hitler's rule was notorious for its brutal regime and horrific genocide. A world dominated by this force could have seen widespread oppression, systematic extermination, and a terrifying reality for those deemed undesirable. On the other side of the globe, Imperial Japan, with its militaristic and expansionist ideology, could have spread its influence far and wide, challenging the very essence of freedom and autonomy. The global power structure, too, would look drastically different. Europe could have been a Nazi stronghold, with Asia under the tight grip of Imperial Japan. The United States, potentially isolated, might have had to navigate this terrifying new world order. A victory for the Axis powers could have plunged the world into a dark era. What if Napoleon's empire never fell? Picture a Europe painted with the hues of French influence, a tapestry woven with the threads of Napoleonic lore and culture. The French Empire, already a formidable power, could have expanded its horizons even further. Territories across the globe might have been brought under the French tricolour, creating a world where French language, cuisine and ideals were the norm, not the exception. This would have shifted the balance of power in Europe, with France at the helm steering the course of history. The British Empire, Germany, Russia, all would have been secondary players on the stage of a world dominated by French power. The ripple effects would have been felt across the globe, from the Americas to the far reaches of Asia. Now, Imagine the political landscape, the cultural diversity, even the languages we speak today. How different they could have been if Napoleon's empire had endured. A world where the sun never set on the French Empire could have been our reality. What if the wheels of the Industrial Revolution had never started turning? Picture a world where the might of machines is absent, where each item is crafted by hand, where the sweat of laborers is the driving force of economies. Without the rapid burst of technological advancements, societies would likely remain agrarian, with artisans and farmers at the core. Global economies would be fundamentally different, perhaps smaller and more localized. A world without the Industrial Revolution is hard to imagine in our technologically driven age. What if the French Revolution had been a failed uprising? Imagine a Europe where monarchy held steadfast, where the divine right of kings remained unchallenged. Democracy, those principles of liberty, equality, fraternity, may not have found their footing. Human rights might have been a concept delayed, a dream deferred. The ripple effects would have been global, altering the face of politics and society as we understand it today. The world we know might have been a very different place had the guillotine not fallen. What if the Bolshevik Revolution had been crushed in its infancy? Picture a Russia still under the sway of monarchy, a world away from the iron grip of communism. The global political landscape would have been vastly different. The Cold War, a defining event of the 20th century, might have been averted. The ideological battle between East and West perhaps wouldn't have been as stark, or maybe not even existed at all. A world without a Soviet Union is a world that could have been.